the streets now. Political activists are crying for justice. Political activists are chanting in the streets now. Political activists, non-violent resistance.
Oregon NORML, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, presents a Cannabis Community Forum. At Oregon NORML, we are leading the fight for common sense regulation of the most useful plant ever known to mankind, cannabis hemp. We stand for the safe, protected medicinal use of marijuana by patients legally enrolled in the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program. We stand for the industrial use of hemp to provide food, fuel, and fiber for America and a viable cash crop for Oregon farmers. We stand for the regulated private use of cannabis by adults. Most importantly, we work to reform state and federal laws regarding marijuana and bring an end to the harassment, arrest, and imprisonment of responsible, tax-paying American citizens. The opinions of our panel and our callers are no substitute for your own personal, professional, legal, and medical counsel. We encourage everyone to learn the state and federal laws regarding cannabis, and we discourage the non-medical use of cannabis by anyone under 18 years of age.
Moving forward with non-violent resistance. A righteous heart is persistent.
Good afternoon and welcome to Oregon NORML presents a Cannabis Community Forum for Sunday, May 4th, 2008. I'm Radical Russ Belville, Associate Director of Oregon NORML, and with me as always is Paul Loney, the Legal Director for Oregon NORML. And boy, we had quite a weekend this weekend.
It was a long weekend, but a good weekend.
We're just barely making it up here. It's been, of course, the Global Marijuana March, or as we call it here in Portland, the Million Marijuana March, took place this Saturday. You may have caught us on the news. I was on Channel 6. One of our directors, Anna Diaz, was on Channel 2, and Madeline Martinez was on Channel 12. So we hit the trifecta there. You'll also be catching some stories in the Oregonian and the Willamette Week regarding our march. It was a fabulous turnout this year.
Oh, it was a great turnout. It was wonderful to see. I mean, it just wasn't a small increase. It was a good size increase. People were happy to be there. Lots of smiles. Yeah, it was a good time had by all. And of course, this was the first time that we had the entire Pioneer Courthouse Square reserved just for our festivities. So we had bands, and speaking of that, we're going to be having a special guest here today on Oregon NORML Presents. Normally we'd be taking your calls, but today we've got so much to cram into the show, we just won't have any time for some phone calls, because joining us from Nashville, Tennessee, Chief Greenbud is going to be on the show today, performing live 2 songs. Chief Greenbud, this is his CD, Chief Greenbud. You can check him out at myspace.com/CGB for Chief Greenbud. You can check that out. Got some great music. You'll get to hear that when we get him on later on in the show toward the bottom of the hour. Also coming up, we've got some video from the Marijuana March. You have to bear with it. It's been thrown together as quickly as we could get it. It's just from yesterday, so it's hot off the presses. I guess it's not really presses, though. No.
Hot off the hard drive.
That's it.
Yeah, hot off the hard drive for you today. And also, you saw the address for our YouTube page, youtube.com/Oregon NORML. We'll have that video up on YouTube later on in this weekend, probably up there by Monday for you to check out as well. Before we go much further, though, let's get into our cannabis community calendar. We want to let everyone know what's happening in the cannabis community here in Portland and the surrounding areas. First of all, second Saturday, this will be coming up this Saturday, May 10th, is going to be our cardholders meeting, our Oregon Medical Marijuana Program cardholders meeting, which is always on the second Saturday of the month. We're at the Mount Tabor Legacy Theater at Southeast 49th Avenue and Southeast Hawthorne. That'll be Saturday, May 10th. The line forms around 10:30 a.m., although I've been hearing stories of people getting there much earlier than that.
Oh, people getting there way too early.
Way too early. But yeah, the line forms about 10:30, doors open at high noon, and the meeting is only for registered patients under the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program.
Doors open at 11.
Doors open at 11, excuse me.
Doors close at high noon.
Doors close at noon, so get there before noon or else you can't get in. That's right. Thank you, Paul. You must be a patient or a caregiver. You must have your card or your stamped paperwork. That's an important point there.
Definitely have a stamped paperwork or the receipt that you mail it to the office with a return receipt saying that they actually got it and mailed you back that receipt.
Yeah, that's the way our law works here, is once that you've processed your paperwork, once you've turned it into the state, you're then covered even before you get the card.
Yes.
And they're there have been some delays in getting some people their cards too.
Yeah, right now they're anywhere from 1 month to 2 months behind. I'm here.
Yeah, so it's good. It's a good thing that people are covered when they get their paperwork in. Also, make sure you bring a photo ID. Driver's license or state ID is fine. We got to have something to prove your identity. And as always, you must be a member of Oregon NORML in order to attend this meeting. When you attend, you can learn about the program, learn about medical marijuana, network with caregivers and other patients. We help people to hook up with each other because Oregon doesn't have any sort of regulated dispensary system for supply.
No, so it's a great way to meet people, to learn. If you have a question about your plants, there'll be experts there to tell you. It's like, okay, try this, even if you got some aphids or something going on weird with your plants. People, I think Mann will be there telling people when to plant outside. She's already got a date picked out that when people should put their plants outside, so we'll let you know that date as well on Saturday.
Yep, all the information that you'll need will be at that second Saturday meeting. Now, for those of you who aren't patients in the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program, we also have a meeting for the general public. Our general public meeting takes place at the Belmont Public Library every third Saturday. And on the third Saturdays, that's at 1038 Southeast 39th. That's on Taylor and 39th. So that's close to Belmont. It's about a block away, I think.
2 blocks, Taylor is.
2 blocks away, something like that. See, I'm from Idaho. What do I know? So that'll be Saturday, May 17th, 2 o'clock. So a later start time, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. You can learn about the fight to end adult marijuana prohibition here in Oregon and, of course, federally. And we got some information on that coming up in the news later on in this show. But it's for the general public because we're here not just for the medical marijuana patients. The adult marijuana prohibition hurts everyone, not just the people that are using marijuana, but also the taxpayers and citizens of this state.
Yes, we need a serious change in the state and the country, and we're helping to make that happen.
Yeah, and the people that showed up at the march helped to prove that it's a popular mainstream topic. Like I said, we had the coverage on all the major news stations, 3 out of 4 of the major news stations here in Portland, Oregon. It's time to end adult marijuana prohibition. The public is behind it. We just got to get the politicians behind it. And of course, the 4th Saturdays is our second cardholder meeting now. We have a meeting on the 4th Saturdays as well. That'll be on May 24th, I believe it is. Yeah, May 24th. You can, again, at the Mount Tabor Legacy Theater, Southeast 49th, Southeast Hawthorne. And this is OMMP 101. And the idea behind that is for people that are new to the program to learn about the law. The law will tell you a lot about what you can't do. We help to tell you what you can do and how to be a good patient and how to stay into your limits and how to know and respect the law because, you know, we want to be law-abiding citizens here.
Oh, yeah, because if you run afoul of the law, it's expensive.
Ask Paul. So that's our 4th Saturday meeting, OMMP 101. Same rules apply. Have to be a patient or a caregiver with your card or stamped paperwork, Oregon photo ID, and must be a member of Oregon NORML. Now, before we get on to our hemp headlines again, we just want to thank everyone who came out to the Million Marijuana March. And stay tuned because coming up at the bottom of this hour, or actually in the next half hour, toward about 45 till, we've got a video from the Million Marijuana March. We had the whole square for the whole day. We also had the after party out at the Mount Tabor Theater with Los Marihuanos and Chief Greenbud. The Martyrs were there as well as Marquee. 4 different bands. A great benefit. We've got some video from that as well. So stay tuned for that coming up later on in the show. All right.